tried the
Road
chewable
Dog, what's up?
that chewable tablet for the multivitamin that you kept raving about, the fruit punch one?
Yeah, you don't like it?
No, I actually do. So
It's
when I
good,
first,
right?
it is. So I don't like the texture. Well, it's not my favorite.
What the texture when you start chewing on it, or
Yeah.
when you
So when
first
you
put it
start
in your
chewing
mouth?
on it, but it's different because the last time I had that form of chewable tablet, I had it from a different it was a different
Vendor,
company,
vendor,
and
yeah.
it was so god awful. And
Chalky.
because chalky, the taste was disgusting. Like, I don't know if it was just a bad batch, but it did not taste like grape. It was. I suffered for a month because I refused to buy another one. I was like, I'm not. I didn't just waste my money. I spent. I don't know. It was like whatever. I bought a bag of however many, but the first month and a half was just awful, and it just brings bad memories. That I don't know if it's the consistency that just brings bad memories about that. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Road Dog is back in Texas.
Back in Texas. Yeehaw.
Speaking of Texas, is Ryan with Bro right now alive?
I don't know where Ryan is, man. He's AWOL right now.
No, I think he was supposed to. I think he was going to join Bro. They were doing a bariatric retreat um, live, but I wasn't sure if it was still going.
Oh, yeah, they were gonna do that
Hmm.
tonight on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't make that one.
Yeah,
If
I
I
couldn't
wasn't so
either.
damn late.
Erica said the lives are over now, so
All right. Well, we'll see him shortly.
uh, uh Diggy said he had to get changed. That's cool. So yeah,
Are we doing the over under with a tie for him?
what do you mean the over under? Oh, he's definitely not wearing a tie.
How about
Definitely
one of
not.
those? Like, what about one of those? No, now that he's in Texas, he has that little bow, the bow loop or whatever. It
Yeah,
looks
he
like a
won't have,
string.
yeah, he won't have that on. I believe he may have like a gold chain on. Probably his polo teddy bear, a polo teddy bear,
The mock
something.
turtleneck.
Yeah, yeah, chilling.
You could just
What?
tell like the style difference,
What?
like where he came in. He just like, oh, I
Yeah,
gotta wear a tie. We
he's
haven't even
like,
got him a
yeah,
scally
right.
cap yet.
He's not wearing a scally cap.
No, I don't think we're gonna
No.
get him to wear a scally cap. We can get him to a bucket hat.
Yeah, I like the bucket hat. I like the whole teddy bear thing he's got going on. But yeah. So 7:58. We're talking about Hall Pass tonight, y'all.
And
Um,
not what you are all
what,
thinking the minute he said hall pass.
what
Get
do
your
you mean?
minds out of the gutter.
We're definitely talking about that. What? There's
But
no
it's
other.
just a
There's
small. It's just a small smidget, right?
no, not at all. Hall pass means hall pass. You are free to get up and wander. You get a ticket, you go, and everything come. You go back home like nothing has ever happened. Just
Is that like a
like
bathroom pass at school?
no, that depends on whether or not you pee on the seat or not. Then
Well, in the men's room, we don't have seats unless you're sitting on it.
well, yeah, that's true too.
No, I mean unless you're shitting in the urinal.
Yeah. No, and that happens, believe it or not. But anyway,
You don't have to tell me. I've seen it.
yeah, we're gonna definitely be talking about Hall Pass tonight and what that means, what that signifies. As what does Hall Pass mean to you all? Put it out in the contents. I've seen being a hoe, going out, breaking the rules, you know, and then coming home as if nothing even happened. So I think that's where we're going. That's what we're thinking that's all about, but we'll find out. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Don't hesitate to please help us out and share this live. We appreciate the likes, so keep tapping Tony's nose. Um, Bless you, Tony.
Thank you.
Share the live. Share with about 5 friends. Don't forget to join us on YouTube. Subscribe. YouTube, we got 104 subscribers right now. We're moving up in the world, man.
Tony,
Can
we're
you
going to get a
believe
plaque.
it? It's amazing. I can't wait. We're doing amazing, and we
Maybe
appreciate
10 years, but we'll get that damn plaque eventually.
right. And we appreciate you all coming to join us every Taco Tuesday and every Sunday for our sister chat with VSG Bestie Talk Bari to me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't already heard about the bariatric retreat that's coming up November 7th through the 10th in San Diego, California, if you'd like to join us and get more details, those details can be found in the bio. Link is in the bio. We're on a hard push to get 100 men to show up. I don't know how many we got so far, but I believe that there's at least 30, coming to join us. But yeah, Drew, I can't wait either. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody, having a good time, beating up Tony, putting him in a headlock and punching, kicking fadeaway Ryan in the knee. And looking forward to hanging out with you too, Jason. So
I'm going to stand behind you, and Corby's just going to push you over.
Right. So hall pass, Tony. What does hall pass mean to you? What do you hear when you hear hall pass? Because and before you answer that, to me, the single guy, it really doesn't mean much to me, but I can imagine it would mean a lot more to relationships, couples, marriages, something like that. Maybe. Am I right or am I wrong?
We're talking to me here.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as that type of hall pass.
None?
See, even my dog agrees.
Right.
He purposely waited for me to go live.
Yeah. I told you you'd have the gold chain on, but I didn't think you'd have that vest on, man.
See? All right. We heard mock turtleneck.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna.
Tony thought you were gonna wear a tie tonight, but I told him
I thought you were gonna wear the whatever that little rope tie or whatever they wear in Texas. You were like going to the souvenir shop, going, "I need to look more Texas."
Yes. I was just asking Tony and his dog over there.
Tony and his dog.
Yeah. And Tony and his dog over there, what hall pass meant to him. And I was sharing with him that, hall pass for me means getting ready to hit the streets, being able to be AWOL a little bit out of the relationship and relieving some pressure. And Tony said not. Tony said not in his house. But what are your thoughts?
Well, not that version of
it. All right, like society standpoint of hall pass would be that, right? It would be the aspect of going out there and being in the streets. But there's other concepts of what a hall pass can look like. Another concept of a hall pass could more so refer to a cheat meal. Going out with people like your guys, right? Staying out past curfew. Every hall pass isn't necessarily defined by sleeping with someone else or flirting or being facetious with someone else.
See, and we just disappointed everyone right now.
Oh, man, not a chance. So you don't think like, okay, I'm sitting at home, I'm having a hard time at work. I'm having a difficult time. I'm communicating that with my significant other, me and her or her and him or whatever it may be, my significant other. And I'm really having a tough time and I just need some time to myself. So would a mental health break constitute as a hall pass?
Yeah, I'll even tag in and say that I do that with my significant other. Um, when I feel like either my day is going to be overwhelmed or stressed, or I feel like I need breathing room, I just say I need a day. And that day, no interaction until later on that night.
Really?
Cause yeah. Um, and it's been healthy because there are times where I had to realize me and her are in a partnership together, but there's some individual work someone has to do. Like I would need an individual work type day, and I'd be like, I need some individual time. I need some me time. Give me a day, and that's okay, right? And she respects the same thing with her. I respect it. She said her show is Big Brother, so I'm like, all right, cool. You watch your Big Brother show. I'll let you do what you got to do and keep it moving. I don't get offended. I don't get emotional. I don't be like, you don't love me, da da da. I look at it as I'd rather you tell me that than find a reason to lie to me to avoid communicating.
See, and that's wild for me because like I automatically, first of all, I wouldn't even communicate that I need time to myself because if it comes to me, I'm thinking, well, did I do something wrong? Is something wrong? But now when you talk about, like having a conversation about, hey, you know, I'm really having a tough time. Do you even indicate that it's not you or your significant other, or just look, I need this time, to get my thoughts straight. Like you said, some me time. You just come out and say it.
Yeah, I think it's
Of course.
healthier that way. I think if you have to find a reason or backing behind it, and I'll say this, maybe this is a disclaimer. Don't be like, I need a day every day. Don't be like
Yeah.
consecutive because if you have consecutive days and we're in a unionship or partnership, bro, I might as well be single. Like,
Perfect union.
Yeah. Yeah.
so like I need a vacation from you. Sounds like you need separation. Sounds like you need divorce papers. Like that's what that is.
So
But like,
a sense of having like some type of structure to maximize the mental health break. Like how would you if you utilize this, Tony, in your life, how would you go about developing or putting together structure for a mental health break?
You know what it's called?
What?
Saturday at bariatric retreat.
I know that's right.
that's crazy.
Right.
As much as Jason doesn't want to admit it, yes, that is my hall pass day right there.
Yeah, I'll stop trying to get him in trouble, man. No. I mean,
I'm just gonna
okay.
be I bag off of that
I just have
one.
this feeling that there's just going to be a group of like 30 dudes like outside the hotel chanting my name. Let's go, Tony. Let's go.
So a guy like myself, I'm in a relationship. I've never used communication to effectively for like a mental health break. So,
hmm
what are some suggestions to use to structure around having that conversation with your significant other?
Well, don't make it seem like it's their fault.
Yeah.
I think initially the feeling is because you need time away from me, I did something wrong, right? Like you were saying, like you have the moments where when someone says, "Hey, I need a break. I need to step away from this for a minute," and you're like, "Well, what do I do?" Did I? And then you're trying to people please that piece, but no, just tell them there's some things I have to work on in myself. Uh, that I want to come back to the relationship more fulfilled or wholer person versus giving you the exhausted version of me and expecting you to accept it each time.
And that could be a number of things. You could have this routine where, all right, you go out for your walk, or you want, for me, go out fishing, or to hang out with the boys. Again, it's like I'm going to someone's house and I'm going to watch a football game. It's that little bit of release and just not having the anxiety of always being under pressure to be under strict guidelines for this routine that you're constantly doing, like you're counting your, how many grams of protein you have, how many ounces of water, whether or not you're eating correctly, like all day, every day, like making sure that you're always like, oh, I gotta go to the gym today. Like sometimes you just need a break. Sometimes you need from the feeling the constraints of a daily routine that's just a grind. I mean, again, it's just like when you go to work every single day. You need a break from that. You take a
Mm-hmm.
vacation. You need a break from it. So again, and everyone's life is, everyone has a thing going on in their life that they just need to like take a break to clear their head. Maybe it's going for a hike. Maybe those little things that give you time to clear your mind and to like just breathe. Give yourself a deep breath and like and not and just not have like you have weight on your shoulders. You need that
Right.
release, and it's different for everybody.
Right.
No, I'll even piggyback on this. It had it on my spirit to say this because I was talking about this in my group today. Don't let your significant other be your void filler, right? And what I mean by that is there are people who become overly dependent in being around their significant other that they don't know how to exist outside of them. And then that forces that person to be resentful and more so they take their hall pass and as an escape instead of a relaxation for themselves.
Yep.
I'm escaping you because you have now suffocated my space.
Mm.
Right.
Like, have you ever had that instance where you're on your way home and maybe you take the longer route, or maybe you stay at work a little bit longer because the thought of just like, oh, I gotta go deal with all of this again. It's again, it's getting that mental break and that clarity of just giving yourself time to breathe. And
Mm-hmm.
again, it could be a number of things that you have going on in your life. See, my dog agrees with me again.
Yeah. I just, you know what, it's different for me because I've never like ever thought about something like this. Like, I never thought about having a conversation about, hey, I'm feeling some type of way outside of our home, outside of our relationship, or I just, having the self awareness to know, or have an understanding, the role that your self esteem plays, to come step forward and have that conversation and initiate that it's okay. I just
Mm-hmm.
need to work on me, and respectfully, that would be understood and accepted. So
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to lose a part of you. I mean, we all have that. Again, we have that identity of like being the family man, being the husband, being the father. But again, there's still an aspect of you that you still want to be. I mean, you need a break from being dad or from being, the husband and stuff. You kind of need to step back and be, okay, I want to be Tony today and not have the responsibilities of everything around me.
right.
So but you have to be able to communicate that because again, it's a two-way street. It goes both ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
So
even tell
go
well
ahead.
yeah. I was gonna
No,
say
go
I
ahead.
even tell my partner when I can tell that her day becomes overwhelming or that she has a lot going on, I was like, babe, take a day. I don't need you
Really?
to show. Real talk. I say, hey, take a day, because I was like, I don't need you to show up in a version of yourself that you know you don't want me to receive.
Mm.
I don't need you to show up in a sense where you're chaotic and things like. Because I'll take you messy. I'll take you any space that you are. But I know you will be displeased or uncomfortable about that, and I don't want to place you in an uncomfortable situation.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see Shelley said it's hard to take a day with two kids, and I was just sitting there thinking, I'm not in a relationship, right now to talk about, hall pass. But again, we can emphasize that this doesn't just have to do with your significant other in a relationship. I mean, I'm living with my daughter right now who has three kids. Why couldn't I initiate, hey, go take a day? I watch the three kids, you go take a day,
Yeah.
and give yourself a mental break. And it's just like I'm kind of frustrated because I never thought about it. I never think about it until now, and it's so important, and it's just
So,
like, duh.
How about this? I want you even taking a step further. Do you think your daughter would find that in more appreciation because you experienced that growing up and maybe not having a community to be there to help support you where you need that,
Right,
mhm.
right?
right.
Like that is so right there, that's being grateful, but that's also being mindful and saying,
Hmm.
here's your gift. You take a day, do whatever you need to do. I'll watch the kids and see the visceral reaction you're gonna get from your daughter from that. That
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there, brighten her mood.
yeah, man. Yeah,
And I see a lot of comments, like as far as like, especially when it comes to the kids and stuff, like how do I take a break? Like
yeah,
especially for new parents. Like again,
Mm-hmm.
I know that's Rab. I don't know what it was like for you when you were
yeah.
younger with your
Right.
wife and kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Ryan, I know that you have yet to hit that milestone yet, but you'll learn
Yeah.
very quickly. Um, micro micro break. Like, all right, you know what? Dad has the kids in the playroom, or mom has the kids downstairs. Sometimes my break was when I went into the bathroom and the 5 minutes of clarity.
5 minutes,
Um,
huh? Just five
yeah,
minutes. Yeah.
but like again, it's going onto the porch and having a cup of coffee. Um, Again, like there's things that I do in the morning. I mean, obviously when the kids get older, they're more independent and stuff. But you take what you can get, especially like you have to adjust to each situation. So when you have opportunities and that's why it's important to talk to your partner and stuff. You like, again, you don't want to be like, oh, I'm going out, see you later, and just
Mm-hmm.
dropping it on them. Like, I need a break. Work that stuff out. I mean, even if you give yourself 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, or you plan a day like, hey, you know what? I could really use like, can I go out food shopping? Like, there's like you take any peace and quiet, especially when you have little ones.
Yeah.
There are little things that you can do to clear your mind so you can just kind of focus. And that little bit of peace and quiet, even when you're driving in the car and you don't have things being thrown at you while you're driving, makes a difference, and it makes a world of difference. But again, it's communicating with your partner and just making those things work. And again, like hall pass is a numerous amount of things that you have going on in your life that you can do for each other.
Yeah,
And
that's
and
that.
I
Go ahead.
yes, honestly, I'm glad we're kind of breaking the stigma of what a hall pass is all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I feel like even walking into the show and thinking about it, I was like, this can go really left.
it
Right?
can. It could
This,
go from this to Tony Walker, walking the corner, but
but
it's not gonna.
Yeah.
but I feel like we're definitely taking an approach of saying let's open the floor to what this looks like versus just being so narrow and rigid.
Yeah, and
Um,
again, this is relatable, not to just it's relatable to everybody.
mhm.
Yeah. And like
But
you said, Tony, earlier, there's so many different avenues. Like we've just now we touched we've touched on a mental health, hall pass. What about like you were talking about earlier, Ryan, when you said taking a cheat day
Mhm.
as a hall pass? Can do you believe? And those of you in the comments, can we get some thumbs up if you believe that there could be a cheat day as a hall pass? And what does that look like? Oh no, it's Barry Mother coming
Barry,
in
Bubba, you saw it. I saw the same thing. I was like, don't say it, don't say
here.
it.
But yeah, I mean, how do you guys feel about a cheat day hall pass? I mean, Again, you can't.
I
You can't.
think we should be strict and should never cheat on any day.
Man, I tell you what. I tell you what, it's some days where you go to like a birthday party or you're going to a wedding, any special occasion, and I'm not talking like, and this is just my opinion. I'm not, you do what you want to do. I'm not talking about like every Sunday you have football Sunday and you're eating wings, beer, and
Yeah.
pizza. If that's where you want to go and head back to where you started, then that's the way you go. But I'm talking about one on Super Bowl Sunday or for a playoff game or if you're going out to an event. I mean, if you just you want to indulge it, or you want to, like, we went on the walk at the Boston Red Sox stadium. I
Mhm.
had two hot dogs that day. I have no idea how I got two hot dogs that day,
That's
but
the most I've ever seen you eat.
right, and that had to be a great moment. I think was good for a cheat day and a hall
So
pass. What do you
Barry
think?
Mother made a good point in there.
Oh
So
no,
you know, she
what's this?
tries to give it to you in a very constructive
Have
but
good
honest
eating
way.
habits. Yeah,
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 I mean,
yeah,
good eating habits. If you don't have good eating habits and you have a problem with snacking, sometimes that's opening the door to just, oh, I can have something here again, or
yeah.
it's okay. I did this. I can have another one. It again, you again. There is limitations, and there's probably things that you should probably work on if you're going to give yourself a hall pass, because again, does that lead to another hall pass? And do these hall passes become an everyday thing?
Right, right.
So she does have a very good point there, and again, we appreciate all of the feedback that we get from our Barry mother
And I
because she
see,
loves us.
yeah, I see Big E in the comments. He's talking about how consistent he is with his plan. He doesn't even think about it, essentially. And yeah, I mean, I relatively eat the same thing. I'm just saying for me, and I'm only speaking for me. Once in a blue moon, I'll have something that I probably shouldn't, but not
Hmm.
so much so where it's going to hurt me, like ice cream. I couldn't eat ice cream. It'll put me down. So like things like that,
Yeah, you.
like
I
a
think
peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you know what I'm saying? Or a graham
you
cracker with
tested the
peanut butter
waters.
on it. Yeah, yeah, I play around a little bit. What about working out? Plateau frustration. Like if you're working out and you've reached a plateau and you get frustrated, or you can't get that weight goal that you want to see the weight come off. Do you give yourself a hall pass? Is that something that you do?
I mean, again, everyone is different for this. I am a firm believer that you do need to give yourself a day off from working out to rest your muscles. You don't want to burn yourself out. But that
Yeah.
is, again, that's a practice that I was doing way back when I was lifting 5 days a week. And this
Mm.
is in my 20s. But I mean, there are people that work out every single day because they feel they need to, and they're just fine. But that works for them. But everyone is different. But if you give yourself a day off, I don't personally, and this is just my opinion, I'm fine with that because I do that.
Right.
But I'm right back to it. And I try the biggest thing I don't like to do is to have 2 days off in a row because then
Right.
it gets harder. Because then the third day it's like, do I really want to do this? And I'm not going to say
So,
it doesn't happen, but like
mhm.
when I notice that, like, oh crap, I took 2 days, I have to force myself that third day, but then I'm right back into my routine because the minute I'm done with that workout, I feel awesome. I just
And
need
and
that feeling of feeling great.
and me, I can't handle moderation. When we were going on the walks in the morning, Ryan, man, I was good to go. I was rolling. I missed the gym now. I probably say I haven't been to the gym in almost 2 weeks. But I mean, I do my push-ups every single day, every day. But I don't nearly get as much as a workout as I would if I went to the gym. And all it takes is for me to get up and go take that walk.
So,
I just
do you
haven't.
just do push-ups and that's it?
That's all I've been doing is
Can
just
you do
push ups.
dips?
Oh yeah, I could do dips and all that
You could do
for sure.
dips. You could do sit-ups. You could do. I mean, there are other things that you can do that
Yeah,
it doesn't just have to be push-ups. And then you can say, hey, I had a full body workout. Again,
Well, I can't lie to you. I've definitely taken quite the hall pass on working out here about a week and a half
Mhm.
now. Almost 2 weeks.
so
No good.
so hold yourself accountable for it. If you miss the gym that much, then go.
Yeah.
I know it's different because I know
Well,
you're helping your daughter and stuff, but
Uh,
like make those adjustments.
they're not here during the day. I can go to the gym and
So
do the working out. So,
then there
for
you
sure.
go. Don't make an excuse for yourself.
yeah.
Again, that's that. We go back to last week with accountability. Hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Or like, don't overthink it,
Yeah,
because that's the
Yeah.
thing too. Like, I think, how about this? If we're gonna talk about the hall pass and like eating an element, be intentional.
yep.
Like, if you're gonna eat something, eat it with some intent, but know what it's costing you. Because everything that you ingest, whether it is food, whether it's what you listen to, whether it's what you read, what is what you smell, it comes with a cost, right? So if you can be intentional about understanding the cost of everything, you understand the value of what it meant to you, right? And then you'll start to appreciate the fact of, did I need to really value? Like for instance, you, I know ice cream is your thing. Tell me what's your thing? What's the thing that you can be like, oh, I need a cheat day for food, or I need a hall pass for food.
I mean, maybe French fries for me.
Okay, from where?
Um, I like the waffle fries from Chick-fil-A or Checkers fries. I like those too.
Okay, let's go with the waffle fries, right? All right. You see that you want the waffle fries, right? Now you see your intention is like, okay, cool. I'm gonna have this. Now, big you and big me would have been like, let's go for the large. I want it all,
Oh,
right? I want it all for sure. Now, if I'm going to be intentional, do I know the value of that large? Is that important to me? Is it? No. But I'm making it important to me. So if I'm going to force myself to make it important to me, that means I have to convince or lie to myself about it being important.
mm, right.
So
And
then,
again, that's
if I'm,
working on your relationship with food.
hmm so if I have to lie to myself for me to say I need more of that, then I maybe shouldn't go with the large. Maybe I should go with uh a small. Maybe I should reduce it, take it for what it is, and know that this is the cost. I eat this, cool. What I'm going to do about it? I got to understand how it makes me feel. And I want to maybe touch on this for a little bit. What if you start to understand how food made you feel based on the portion you absorbed? Not based on how it tastes, but the portion. Because there's a point in time when you're eating, if when you're big, you didn't care about the taste really anymore. It was the portion size. If I got 50 wings on my plate, I'm eating 50 wings,
All them
right?
wings.
Right? So in the
Yeah.
concept being is I probably was satisfied at maybe 15, 20. But I saw the portion and I saw the relationship of what that feeling will feel like. I'll feel really stuffed. I'll feel overly satisfied. Again, overindulgence. If I'm going to do that, right? You know what the cost is going to be? Right? My dignity in that moment.
Mm,
I can't do that now. But
Yeah.
that's what I will be choosing to cost in my life is saying that I'm going to eat these 50 wings just because of as 50 wings instead of I'm eating just for the flavor and the satisfaction from it emotionally.
And a lot of times you just need that taste. Just to have that taste and to kill that craving. And
And
I
I
think
like how
that
you said that.
the further we get out, the harder it gets because now you're like, oh, people have the tendency to indulge because when you have that restriction and that restriction is there, it's like I just want to taste. I'm like, I know I can't have a whole big thing. So my big thing was having chocolate.
Hmm.
just having that taste of chocolate. And it was just like, all right, take a bite, and I was good. Now it's like, oh, goddamn, I mean, don't put a bag of chocolate in front of me because I'll eat the whole goddamn thing. So I know that I can't sit next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So this Halloween is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to keep myself away. We're not having candy in the house, but
So
it's going to be everywhere.
can I
That's
ask
it.
you? Can I ask you this? Why does everyone else have to suffer?
I know.
What do you mean? What is everyone else? They're all going to have candy. They're just not going to have it here. It's going to end up here on the 31st. And it'll be there until April when they're like, and it's sitting in the cabinet because they only ate half of it and they put all the rest of it in the cabinet. And then I'm going to find it. And I'm going to have
But
a bad day and be like, I need it.
but that's again, it kind of goes back to the point of what I said last week: rigorous authenticity, right? Like
Exactly.
you gotta be that honest with yourself. Like I gotta be
Yeah.
that brutally honest. Like, do I need this chocolate, or do I just
And
want it?
brutally honestly, it's like, yes, I do. Again, me working on certain things.
All right, y'all. 9,300
Love
likes.
candy corn. That's
Thank
just
you
pure
all so
sugar.
much for tapping Tony's cup. If you got some water, take a drink. Don't forget your vitamins, ladies and gentlemen, please.
Yes. And what I want everyone to do, since we're at halftime here, I want everyone to think about what their hall pass would be. And we'll ask everyone again towards the end of the live, and we want everyone to pop that in. But I want everyone to kind of think about like what would their hall pass be, to really think about it.
Yeah, and also thinking about going on over and clicking on YouTube and subscribing to Barry Mel Experience so we can strengthen that platform on that end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
It'd
And
be
I
great.
want everyone to really think about going to the bariatric retreat in November from the 7th to the 10th and joining us because we have a live men's panel there. And my dog is about to speak to me again because for some reason he has an eating disorder and just wants to snack constantly. You're not getting anything. Go away.
See
He's
you
just sitting there wagging his tail at me.
We'll see you in San Diego for sure. Don't forget this coming up Monday, we have the men's mental health talk with Fadeaway Ryan. We'll start live at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday for the first half hour, and then we'll send you a link and you can join us in a Zoom where, us men meet up. We have a talk, we release some tension, we discuss, we have some fun, and we gather together and share some experiences.
And sometimes that's our hall pass.
Yeah, exactly. Sunday night, every Sunday night, make sure you tune in 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with our sister chat, VSG Bessie, Talk Barry to Me. Please check her out. And again, shoot us some follows, share the live. We appreciate the likes. Thanks for joining us. We are talking Hall Pass, ladies and gentlemen. Moving forward, moving on. Boosting relationship dynamics. A Hall Pass. No, like with your significant other. I mean, you don't get a lot of time to spend with each other. You're always busy. You're always taking care of the kids. Finding a hall pass to get away for the both of you, and boosting the relationship dynamics. What are your thoughts about that?
I'm going to San Diego.
I think you have to be intentional and continuously dating your spouse.
Yeah.
Like I just sent my significant other just because flowers to her job.
I just want to scream at you sometimes because just like.
I think it's great.
I do that generally just because I know, hey, I just love seeing you. I miss you. Here.
Every woman in here is about to hate me, but tell me that in 17 years.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna. I'm not gonna lie. And again, everyone hates me now. But
no.
it's
If
very easy to become complacent. And you are right. Like you do continually have to date your spouse.
but
And
like,
but that's part of like getting away. You know, all right, I'm making I had to compromise for us to be able to for me to go to retreat. Give myself one day, but we're gonna spend the rest of the rest of the time there in San Diego. And that
Tony,
again, this is without the kids.
do you want me to give you some relationship tips and advice right now? Because I got some. I got
Never,
some good ones.
never.
for a hall pass,
I,
regarding
No,
hall
I don't
pass,
need. I don't need a hall pass.
yeah, we'll just
because
stay away from that. We don't want
we
any
don't
problems
want it.
there.
We don't want it. How about this? What do you think you find yourself connecting with your wife on? Like, do you guys have a TV show? Is there a meal that you guys like to eat? What is something that you find like a bond with?
Vacations.
Okay. So what
So
are you doing?
it's the traveling aspect. But
Okay.
again, it's planning that stuff out. But because food can't be our thing now. Because again, like she's changed a lot of like what she's done for so I can eat. She's made those adjustments. But there's still stuff in the house that I have to be mindful of and stay away from because again, I'm not forcing her to change completely. Again, I have two kids that aren't going to change completely. I mean, for the most part, we've moderated a lot of stuff that we have in the house, but it's not eating out all the time, and which is something that we used to love to do. We used to like to find restaurants and and like we would find things like, oh my god, we have to try this. I'm not going to go
Mhm.
out to a restaurant and be like, all right, I'm going to find the healthy choice because I know that when I do go out, I have to look at the menu before I leave. But again, it's one of those things where I know that if I go somewhere and I see something, I'm like, I want that, and then I'm fixated because on the ride there, I've talked myself into getting what I shouldn't get. So that like I've taken a lot of that out of the equation. Unless we're going out for like a birthday, there's my hall pass day on that type of thing. But like vacationing and finding places for us to be able to go. I mean, again, I changed the dynamic where I'm not on this platform as much as I was in the beginning because again, paying attention to her and giving us time to be together. Even after I get home from work, instead of being on the phone all the time talking BME. So it's working on that relationship that when I was absent because I couldn't physically do a lot of things
Mhm.
and everything was just like I just want to lay down and just being separated from the group. It's strengthening the family dynamic again because again, like family's important to her. I mean, for her that I mean she's really close to her family, so
Mhm.
it's important for all of us to like be connected and to to be there for each other and to spend time with each other. I mean, I felt like we had that when we first got together and stuff, and there was a good period of time where I was absent to that.
Mhm.
So it's working. It's a work in progress, and it's finding things that we like to do together. I mean, when we go out, like I went out to the store. I told her, hey, especially because the kids are older now and they can watch themselves. It's like, hey, you want to come out with me just to go out to the store just so we can be together. I mean, even if it's just going to the store to buy something, it's us spending time together. We get a chance to talk in the car, talk about like what's going on. We can, um, it's connecting. And that's really what's important to her is making sure that we stay connected.
Okay. Can I ask you? You said travel is part of your connection, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, does she have a list of places that she want to go? A list of things that
Oh
she want
yeah.
to do? So she has a list, right?
Oh yeah. There's a list. There's a list that we'll look at. Before we went live, we were already talking about. She sent me a bunch of stuff like things we can do in San Diego, and she's like, "All right,
Awesome.
pick some."
So she's like invested. Like she's happy. She's excited, right?
Yeah, because we
What's
have
one?
something that
I was gonna say,
because
what's
we
one
have
of the
something
things?
that we can do there.
Okay. So what's one thing that she wants to do in San Diego?
So she sent me again. It's I know that we're going to be away and we're going to be out and we're going to. I'm not going food shopping. We're going to eat out. But we found restaurants. She found 5 restaurants. She wants me to look at them. Um, we found that she wants to go. We may do SeaWorld because we went to SeaWorld down in Florida. She loved it. So that may be something we go to do. There are places like we want to do. We like to do the touristy thing because again, I could be in Boston. I don't want to do touristy things because I grew up here. But if I go away somewhere, I want to see historical things. She may not
Oh,
want to see historical things, but there are things that she'll want to go and see and do and stuff. Like so, she'll want to get a tour or something. So maybe we
okay.
look up how to take a tour around San Diego and see the different districts and stuff.
Hmm. So maybe just do you guys find time to watch TV together?
We're into two different things. We do watch certain things, so we tend to do more of the TV thing with the kids because it's something that we can all watch together. Um, Her stories, like she watches a lot of Korean dramas, and I'm like, I'm not really into Korean drama TV. She likes a lot of that stuff. I'm all set with that. But the kids will watch a lot of anime
Hmm.
if it's something that we can do as a family, we can sit there and last night was it last night? Oh, Sunday night we picked one of the shows that the kids wanted to watch, and we sat there and we watched it before it was time for them to go to bed.
How about
So,
this?
yep,
Like, bring SeaWorld to her. If I were you, I would take watching maybe Ice Age or a Penguin movie, something that's related to that, and watch it with her,
down there.
or the historic thing. Go Google something on YouTube related to, so because you want her to continuously be excited, but this is how you're connecting. And I
Hmm.
bring this and I say this, I'm trying to bring it full circle, is doing that is dating her. It is building that connection because what she's going to appreciate is how thoughtful you are and putting forth the effort and making what she feels she wants be seen and heard. I think as like I know for me as a man, there's at times where I miss the mark with my partner solely because I was thinking for myself and not for her vested interest.
Hmm.
And I admit I'm wrong with that. But when she wants something and she, expresses that and I can deliver it in a way that I know I'm capable, I do that. I
Yeah,
get creative, right? Because that's how I kept her in my space with me.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you
There's
see what
things
he's
that
saying. You hear what he's saying, Slim? I know you're hearing it too. You're like,
oh,
yeah,
I
that's a
hear it.
great idea. That's
Now,
good. Yeah.
now it's just a matter of following through.
Yeah.
Oh, follow through
Well,
as a mother.
that's that's the whole thing I was thinking about. It's like that. It's that whole learning process. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Getting used to doing things differently than what you're accustomed to. So yeah. A hall pass. Let's change the rhythm a little bit. This hall pass, holiday indulgence, allowing space for holidays to get together. That's exactly what we're doing with Berry Mail Experience for the month of December. We're taking a hall pass,
Yep.
right? So
Yes, we are. You just
sounds like a
ruined the surprise for everybody.
sounds sounds like a hall pass to me. You know?
Yeah, there is
Oh yeah.
definitely a hall pass that needs to happen. Again, like if we've gone, I mean, what are we 37 weeks in now?
Yeah,
I
37
just
weeks.
I mean, if that's not consistency, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
But
I ain't
again,
gonna
like,
lie, y'all. So I'll say it's like I feel like we're a TV show that
uh-huh,
like that's always on, right? And like
yeah,
people don't realize there's maybe about 30 minutes of planning and all of this is just us winging. So that's a lot of energy to kind of like, oh, we're gonna collaborate this. So
Yeah.
yeah,
like when we need a hall pass, let it be.
Yeah.
Like give
yeah,
us give us December. We'll come back.
Yeah. This December, I'm looking forward to
yeah.
resetting,
I
allowing
mean,
myself
honestly,
a hall pass to reset. As
so
everybody knows,
when you think about it,
reset now. Yeah.
so when you think about it, when the inception of BME happened, and this is going back to when was National Men's Day? Is that November? Char, I know you know it. You can tell us. I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure it's
know.
the beginning of November. Um, we're talking the day after that. So you're talking what
Wow.
mid November. We've been at it with BME since then. It's been conversations. I mean, and we were every day for like 6 months to the
Yeah.
point where it was like it was a problem that all I did was talk on the phone.
Yeah. I feel like over the past couple of months, just recently, maybe even just a month, that we've kind of been able to 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 ride
Peel
off a
back.
little bit, chill
Yeah.
back, and know get our vibe like Ryan said, 30 minutes of a conversation and winging
Eleven
out,
nineteen.
just hanging out, man, having a
Yeah.
conversation.
The 19th of
11/19.
November.
I wonder when that is
You,
this year.
it's not a Tuesday. I already looked.
Oh man.
That
So
would have been
all
pretty cool though.
you know, So all in all, I think it would be safe to say that hall passes can help balance discipline with self care
Yeah.
and help us ensure that our journeys remain sustainable and enjoyable.
Again, and it's the type of pass. Again, because when it involves food, there needs to be some type of moderation or some type of relationship with the food that you have some type of control. Because again, that seems to be a lot of our issues is food. But um, going out with friends, you need social, like you need to be social. You need to have interactions with people, build relationships with people. You know,
Hmm.
if it's not your partner, it's those friends that you haven't seen that or haven't seen you in years because you were secluded and just hiding in your room and not wanting to be out there because you were embarrassed about how you felt or how well, what you looked like, or you just physically couldn't move around and do the things that they were doing. So, I mean, there's things that you can do that a hall pass will help you. You know, whether it's for mental health or whether it's just to bring you happiness. Again, you're doing this because you need that mental break. You need to be able to bring yourself some type of happiness and joy that just is authentically just you.
Hmm.
You need that. And I think that a lot of us forget that. We spend so much time trying to please and help others that, again, we ignore ourselves. Again, we spent how many months just constantly on BME and making sure that we could provide something for the community and didn't realize that what we had around us that, oh, I haven't been sitting down talking to my wife about how her day was or asking the kids how the school day was. Like those little things are like, hey, let's all sit down as a family and do something together. Or let's all
Hmm.
go out for a walk together. It's those little things that, you know, you need for some type of clarity and, a hall pass is necessary.
Very
Agreed.
true. Right. I think it's essential to prioritize you. I tell people this: if you're not prioritizing you first, then you're settling for the energy you're able to give the people around you and limit their exposure to your full potential. right? I would hate to limit my full potential of who I am just because I lived off my exhaustion and just existed off that
Yeah.
instead of finding meaning behind myself and internally exploring myself. So, like, hey, I need a day to do some internal investigation on my heart, right? That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things that, again, because it's so, and again, this was what we do for years, is because we have no control over our own lives, and we find a way, like, we're fixers. We can fix everyone but ourselves,
Hmm.
and it's very easy to go back to those habits if we haven't worked on that habit of going back to, like, give yourself that time to, what brings you joy. Yes, helping people brings me joy, but again, there were other things that I'm like, oh my God, I forgot how much I like to do this.
Right.
We all have that, those that one or those two or three things that it's just like, I forgot how much fun this was.
And I only want to even add to that, right? Say, for instance, you do that thing that you enjoy. You then have a story to bring back to your significant other or whoever's around you about your experience, which then creates more communication, more bond, more connection. So you're not feeling like what you experience can't be shit.
Yeah. Or
Hmm.
discover something new that you like to do that you can share.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, they're endless. So what can come out from a hall pass, as long as it's for the right reasons.
Yeah.
They're not so bad after all. Look at that.
Exactly.
No, you don't have to demonize it.
Yep. And
Yeah, no,
and your clothes all stay on.
that's right. Look
For
at
some
that.
of us.
I don't know. Swimming could be a thing for you, and the clothes do have to somewhat.
This is true.
Naked yoga. I don't know.
Well, I really appreciated this conversation. I thought it was a
Yeah.
great conversation. A hall
So,
pass.
so what is everyone else's what's everyone's hall pass down in the comments? I think I gave everyone enough time to kind of think about it. So I want to see
Yeah.
what everyone says, and we'll read off some. Maybe we get a little bit of conversation going before we end this thing. Cha, boring? No,
Yeah.
it's never boring. If you really want to make this less boring, you know what you can do on Sunday
Talk Berry to me is a hall
Oh,
pass.
yeah.
then. Yes,
Spa day, no kids, and a mimosa. Big E said a night with the fellas. That's what's up.
night with the fellas. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Chrissy, you got a hall pass? What's a good hall pass for you? And I'm not talking about a negative one. I'm talking about what's a good hall pass to walk away for you.
Hanging out with my best friends from out of town. Exactly. Coming out to
and
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
yeah, Road Dog was talking to me about that. I'm so happy for you, man. I know you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to him a little bit. He said that we talked about the weather and just how different it is from here down in Texas and stuff.
Yeah, because
It was
Texas
a
Yeah.
Texas
beautiful
wasn't
weekend.
bad. Texas was a good weekend when I was down there. When I was doing
It was a
my thing.
beautiful weekend up here. It's one of those that's like, this is comfortable weather. You can breathe. You wake up and the air is cool and crisp. It's great. This is the time of
Yeah.
year I love.
The weather was really nice here as well. So good you like wanted to stay that way year round, just stay like this,
Yeah.
just like this. So,
Yeah.
but hey, 8:54, we got about 6 minutes left with you all. We'd like to use this time to thank you for coming to join us this Taco Tuesday to talk about Hall Pass. If you haven't already, make sure you hop on over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. What was funny, Ryan? What happened?
Chris said, just joined, fellas. Hall pass from the new lifestyle. A drunken night with my friends. Ha ha. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. And make sure to also subscribe to Talk Berry to Me while you're over at YouTube as well. And check her out.
TBTM.live.
Yeah, check her out every Sunday with the SG Bestie at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in a bariatric retreat, don't forget to jump on the link in the bio. Check it out. Join us there. It's going to be a good time. We'll all get to meet each other and hang out. And you get a cowboy hat, yeah.
Yep.
So
And a
before
belt
he gets a
buckle.
cowboy hat, he needs a scally. I'm sorry.
He's
And if
definitely
you
going to
check
have
out
the
Boston
cowboy hat.
Scally, they have some new caps coming out this week. So check it out on Friday.
I definitely will.
There it is. There it is.
Ah,
Why is there no
thank you.
Scally cap, gift in there?
They
I'm
probably
offended.
should. They don't.
You gonna
They
petition
don't.
for what?
Monday night, this coming up Monday, make sure y'all come holler at your boy, Ryan.
hmm
We're going to have the men's mental health shop talk starting at
Do
8
we have a
p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Do we have a particular topic this Monday?
I'm working on something. I haven't really developed it
Okay.
yet, but it's more geared towards the who am I to yourself, like your reflection. Who are you to your reflection?
Mm,
Right? Because I think I want to talk about the difficulties in knowing your current reflection and maybe grieving or having a difficult time of accepting your new reflection.
okay.
I feel like I talk about this a lot.
It works.
It
I'm,
does.
I'm a prime example. It's starting to work on me big time.
And, and
Uh,
you know what? I'm glad that it's gotten through to you. And I see our conversations and I see the things that we talk about behind the scenes, and I'm proud of you. You are taking those steps. And again, baby steps, bro.
yeah,
You'll get there.
I'll get
For
there
sure.
slowly but surely. Hello, Aaron. You're late. Um,
8 o'clock, not
uh,
9.
but again, you all, we appreciate y'all coming to hang out. Thank you so much for the 14,500 likes. You're much loved, much appreciated. You count. You are awesome. Have an amazing evening. From myself, Tony, Fade Away Ryan.